We're live! Okay, let me get my volume up here. Awesome. Okay, well, welcome to the latest episode of So Get This. I have the lovely Adina with us today. Adina is a fan extraordinaire and a lovely human being. And like I was saying on Twitter, the world will be a better place if everybody has an Adina in their life. And I mean it. Okay, let's see. Now, yeah, remember I was telling you I have to I forgot everything and I have to keep referring back to my phone. That's what I gotta do now. Okay, so let's get started. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, I live in New Jersey. I have been part of the Supernatural family for about 6 or so years. I have a boring office job by day, but I would say by night I do other. I'm in fandom, but it's not really by night because it's all day too.
You never stop being a fan, ever, even when you're in professional mode.
Absolutely.
I was never able to separate the two. So, and here comes Photobomber with chocolate on her face. Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
Say hi to Adina.
Hi.
Okay. So you do other things too, though. There's you got I'm sorry. You work with nail art. Do you want to talk about the nail art that you do?
Sure. I sell Jamberry nail wraps. They have a whole bunch of they have hundreds and hundreds of designs. Right now I have on mermaid tails. Let's see if I can show you guys.
Oh yeah, you showed me this last night and I was like, oh, I've got to go back to Jamboree and I got to buy some stuff from you.
And Mom?
Wait, let's do it again. You talk so that you become full screen and then you can show off your nails better.
Okay. So let's try this again. Let me show. There we go. There are the nails. And they have a whole bunch of designs. There's hundreds really, and they're kind of stickers kind of deal is the easiest way. They're vinyl nail wraps. They're applied with heat and pressure, and I just became completely addicted. They actually stopped me from biting my nails, which is how I started. My friend issued a nail biting challenge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is epic.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That is so cool.
Because of the vinyl, it doesn't work with just the, it didn't take when I just did polish, but because of the vinyl, it helped me stop biting. So
that's what I definitely need to do because I always bite my nails. We had trouble with your visual got lost a couple times while you were talking.
No, I'm gonna have to reload or something because I can't see you at all. So hold on a second, I'll be right back.
Sure, we'll be here. And in the meantime, Adina had sent me a bunch of really great links that she's going to share with us. So for all of you out there, thank you for being patient. We're having some little glitches. I don't know if any of you were affected by the, oh my God, my lighting is terrible. If any of you were affected by the internet outages, I was, and then I wasn't, then I was, then I wasn't. Now, hopefully, I think it's okay. But I think Adina is still affected a little bit by it. So she's just going to reload, and we'll see her in a minute or so. Let me move this out of the way. While we're waiting for Adina, did everybody know today was Lauren Tom's birthday? Hey, I see you. Do you see me? I don't think so. Can you hear me at all?
Okay, are we back?
Okay, I can hear and see you. Can you hear and see me?
Yes, everything's back now. Woohoo!
What I was just saying while we're waiting is that today is Lauren Tom's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Mama Tran.
Yeah, Mama Tran. So everybody should go on Twitter and tweet the hell out of her to let her know that we're all thinking of her and that we wish her an amazing birthday.
Absolutely.
I love her.
She was so in her in Jersey.
Oh God. Okay, I'm sorry. Jen is saying that she doesn't see a chat, but you see and hear. She sees and hears me. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let's see. We were having some tech issues, but seem to be resolved. Now, can you see and hear both of us? Okay. Hopefully she can hear and see both of us. And I'm sorry if I seem a little disjointed. Today was a very chaotic day. Phoenix and Raven had open house tonight and trying to get all that done and then get back home and eat and everything on time. It was a little crazy. Plus I was getting severe flashbacks being inside of the school. No, I can't. But what I was telling everybody while you were reloading is that you've sent us some really cool links, sent me some really cool links that we're going to share. We cannot share them in the chat window because YouTube does not allow you to post links in chat windows for whatever reasons. Don't know why, but I will definitely put these. You can see these on Adina's Facebook. You can also see them on mine after we stop. After we close, I'm going to be posting all of these links in my Elwin's Fantasy page, so you'll be able to see and get to her. She has an amazing little guy named Jimmy. You want to talk about Jimmy?
Sure. He is actually was originally marketed as one of those, as a Castiel Funko Pop, and the original version. And my sister got me the cast with wings a couple months after, so I decided that the cast with wings is Castiel because he's the angel, and that the one without wings, that must be Jimmy Novak, the human version.
Makes sense.
And now, yeah, and then it just became a thing, and Jimmy comes everywhere with me, and he goes on adventures. And I made about a month or so ago, I made a Facebook page for him, The Adventures of Jimmy Novak. So you can all go and click like on that and check out his adventures. He's been to Boston. He's been to, well, he was in Washington, D.C., but pretty much he only saw the con.
Yeah, he visited my table. I was honored.
He did. He visited her table and saw the Castiel jewelry.
Yes, that's right. He was trying to take some of it. You got to have a talk with him because he's a klepto.
Yeah, Jimmy.
A total klepto.
He was just so pretty he couldn't help himself.
Yeah, well, I'm watching him.
I'll make sure.
Oh, and you said that he also went to Coney Island this weekend.
He did. He went to Coney Island this past Sunday. He ate a hot dog at Nathan's, the first one, the original. There is a picture of him in the sand. It hasn't been posted yet, but it will be. You can't really tell that that's Coney Island sand. It just looks like sand, but
we'll take your word.
He got buried like almost up to his neck.
Oh my God. So wait, did Raven wiped chocolate on my arm? I'm sorry. The joys of motherhood. And you also have a fandom page on Facebook.
Yes.
What's that about?
So it's called Adina JS Fandom page, and it's just a place where I can, kind of geek out over all my fandoms without clogging up my regular page with all my relatives and stuff. So it's got, like, I started out with, like, some con reports and some, like, celebrity birthdays and just kind of any sort of links that I feel are better for the fandom page than my actual page. I'll post on that. Like, I post some fandom stuff on my regular page, too, but most of the fangirling happens over at the page, and it's just a fun place to see and hang out.
And you have a ton of fandoms that you're involved with. Do you want to talk about which fandoms, in addition to Supernatural, that you enjoy?
Sure. Supernatural's like the main actual fandom that I'm involved in, although I think I'm kind of also involved in Gilmore Girls a little bit again now. I was back in like 05, 06, and then I was still enjoyed the show, but I wasn't really in the fandom. And now with its resurgence on Netflix and at the ATX Festival and with the Gilmore Guys podcast, I kind of got back into it a little bit. I mean, I enjoy all sorts of stuff. I'm a huge fan of the Newsies musical.
Which musical? I'm sorry?
Called Newsies. It's not currently on Broadway.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite musical. I used to be obsessed with the movie, and then it became a stage show, and I love the stage show so much more than the movie now.
Well, you're a big theater buff.
I am a big theater buff. I go into the city a lot and see a lot of shows and, see some community theater occasionally, but pretty much, like, my goal for 2016 is to get one issue of Playbill for each month of the year. So, like, I need to get January's, February's, etc.
Awesome.
And just going to a theater and getting it from the box office doesn't count. I have to actually see the show.
Wow. I can't, that's one thing I do miss. I haven't been to a Broadway show, I think, since the early 90s. I had gone to see Les Mis, and that was the last time. And before that, I had seen, this is funny. Did you watch my interview with Lauren Tom, by the way?
I don't remember if I did or not. I don't think. Yeah.
When I was doing research to interview her, I saw in her credits that she was in a play called Doonesbury, which was a play made after the comic strip.
Okay.
And I was about 12 years old, and a friend of the family had taken me to go see Doonesbury, and I was like 12. And I remember little bits and pieces of it. I didn't remember it too clearly, but I clearly remember there being this beautiful Asian woman in the play. And so while I was interviewing Lauren, I said, "Hey, did I see you on Broadway in Doonesbury?" And she said, "That was me." So, oh my God, I lost this. Wow, I was in your presence even before.
Oh wow.
I was in the presence of greatness. But yeah, I mean, back to point. Raven, what? Do you need that?
Oh yes, no, I remember Lauren in Friends.
Yeah, and I never saw her on Friends. Actually, I never watched Friends. Was that a show that you got into?
I mean, I was 13 when it started, so I was like, these 25-year-olds were like, oh my God, they're so cool, I want to be them. And now I look back and I'm like, oh my God, they were so young.
Isn't that right? Like, I'm like close in age to the cast there, and I still think that they look like babies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, forgive me for looking down. There was another link that was very important that I wanted to have you talk a bit about, and it's called The Misadventures of A Squared. Why don't we talk about that?
That is a blog that I run with my friend Allie. She is my partner in crime, best friend, we just go on all sorts of fun adventures and have crazy times. I actually met her through the Supernatural fandom. We met at a con and realized we live about 20 minutes or so from each other. So we started hanging out. And we just get together all the time, and we just have all sorts of adventures, and these need to be shared with the world. And so we started a blog back in June after we hit up Austin, Texas for the ATX Television Festival. And it's definitely, you can definitely see the differences in our writing styles, but that's a good thing. it's fun, and we kind of talk about like what we do together and what we do separately in our different versions of it. So yeah, so we have a blog. We are A Squared, so Allie and Adina, and the Misadventures. You know, obviously it's after Dean and Crowley, the Misadventures of Crowley and Squirrel.
Yep.
But I think the title of the blog actually came when we went to Wizard World Philly, and I lost my shoe, literally, for about 4 hours.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So our friend Mary Cades said today's the Misadventures of A Squared.
That's epic. I love it. I absolutely love it. What is your favorite supernatural quote?
I'm gonna have to go sentimental on this and say family don't end with blood, because the supernatural family has been so important to me, especially these past few years. I went through a really tough time in 2014. It's you know, some personal stuff, and the friends that I made through Supernatural were really there for me. And it's just being at a con, being a part of any, you know, being a part of the fandom is not like any other fandom. It's just, you know, your family, you're automatic. It's, you know, you greet each other with hugs. It's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Give me a hug.
That's true. That's true. I agree with you. It seems like, you know, there's such a wonderful vibe that emanates from everyone in the room when you're at a con, and you do feel connected and you do feel close to everybody. And nobody understands that family don't end with blood more than Supernatural fans, I think.
Absolutely. I've seen other fandoms try to call themselves family, and I just kind of look at them and go, oh, that's so cute. You think you're a family.
I mean, you were the first one. I had a design called Family Don't End with Blood, and it was a charm bracelet where I individually stamped 9 characters: Sam, Dean, Cass, Bobby, Ellen, Joe, Garth, Rufus, I believe. And you're the only one who ordered it customized, where you had Sam, Dean, and I think you had Cass, but then no, I think it was just Sam and Dean. Yeah. And then you had your family. I mean, and not blood relatives. You're talking about your hand-picked family.
Absolutely.
Which truest meaning that I was trying to convey with that bracelet, and you were the only one who actually did that and took advantage of like, this is how I can demonstrate family don't end with blood. Here it is. And and to date, no one else has done that but you. I want to let you know that.
Oh, that's so sweet. And you know, my girls kept talking about wanting to do that too, but it didn't happen for them. But you know, it just, when I saw that bracelet, I said, yeah, that's great. That's Sam and Dean's family, but that's not my family don't end with blood.
Exactly. Was this true for you? Because it was true for me. When Bobby Singer said that line, it completely changed my life. I mean, if that sounds ridiculous, it sounds ridiculous.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it really did change my life. I went on a binge and I started unfriending people on Facebook. I started unfollowing people on Twitter. I stopped answering the phone from people that are toxic. And that's the impact it had on me. I don't know if you were already at that point or not.
I don't know if I was at that point, but I kind of, it's, you know, family don't end with blood, but it doesn't start with it either necessarily. Like,
that's true.
You know, I mean, not to, you know, I mean, I love my relatives, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't, but, you know, especially when it comes to the Winchesters, it's like, yes, family doesn't have to, not only family doesn't have to be blood, like family can be people who are not blood, but people who are blood don't have to be family. That's
true. Absolutely. And I agree 1,000% with that. And that wasn't anything I realized or recognized until Mr. Singer.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. And my son is standing here.
Reflection on my relatives at all. It was just, you know.
Computer. I'm sorry. What feed?
There's noise coming out of your computer.
There's noise coming out of my computer.
Yeah, it's someone's talking.
Yeah, it's probably my show because I have a YouTube tab open on my computer.
Oh.
Okay, so you want to say hi to Adina?
Hi.
No one can see you.
Oh.
There you go. There's the top of his head. This is
Hi.
Dina, who is officially today a 6th grader.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
At middle school?
No, he's actually still in elementary, and then he goes to middle school next year. They do 7th and 8th.
Different schools do it different ways, so.
And never any way that makes sense, of course.
Not.
All right, so if you want to close the lid to my computer so that it stops talking, go right ahead. Okay. Yeah, I think I do have my YouTube tab open on my computer, and I can't do my show on my computer because it's so glitchy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course
So you have this playing in the other room?
Yeah, so that's Phoenix is looking around for where the voice is coming from. It's either my computer or he needs an appointment, one or the other. So, oh God, my glasses, they're driving me crazy. I'm looking at myself here, and my glasses, I lost the screw here, so I used a wire, and it's all crooked.
Oh, no.
I
didn't notice it until you, well, now I see it.
Now everybody will see it. Look.
But I didn't notice it until you pointed it out. You know, I didn't even notice that they were off kilter.
Oh my God. Okay, so with going on the theme of family don't end with blood, I mean, the show digs in so deeply emotionally, and even if it's not something that hits home to you, it's still written and performed so beautifully that you still feel the impact of what they're saying and what's happening. It gets you more emotionally invested in the show, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first started watching the show how I was like crying, and I'm like, but I don't even know this show, and they've got me bawling here. When was the first time you started crying during an episode?
Probably I would say season 2 finale, All Hell Breaks Loose, Dean's speech. I don't know if it was the cry at the end of part 1 when Sam died in his arms, or if it was the speech in the second part. But either way, heart-wrenching.
Oh my God. I think I'm there with you.
Or actually, before that, What Is and What Should Never Be is my favorite episode, and Dean's speech at John's gravesite.
Oh God. So if someone were to ask me, when does Supernatural make you cry? And my answer is like, when doesn't it make me cry?
Every week.
Oh my God. And that's such a credit to the writers and a credit to the actors. I mean, they just deliver this like it's powerhouse. And sometimes it's so disturbing that I find myself like thinking about it all day long. Like, remember that time? It's insane, and my family doesn't understand me. But okay, so now I have some questions that I ask everybody that I interview, and one of them is, you're stuck on an island, you're stranded, and it could be an island of whatever making you want it to be, a tropical island, a desert island, or what have you. You can only have one supernatural character with you. Who would it be and why?
All right. Well, I thought about maybe saying one of the angels so he could zap me off, but I'm going to assume that that's too easy.
That's way too easy.
Right. So that's why I said that was my initial thought, but that's not my actual answer. I'm going to say Dean because he's resourceful and he could probably like build us a boat to get out. I mean, anybody can make an EMF detector out of a Walkman.
That's true. That is so true. I forgot all about that. I think you're probably either the second or third person who said Dean. Usually the one that comes up is Sheriff Jody.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That seems to be the popular choice. Even Brianna Buckmaster said that. She said she would have to have Sheriff Jody with her.
I mean, as far as companionship, I don't know. I probably would choose somebody like Sheriff Jody, but as far as like usefulness, I picked Dean.
I get it. I get it. And if you're going to be stranded somewhere, you want to have something decent to look at, right? So.
Well, that's it. I mean, not that, I mean, Kim's very pretty too, so.
I just want to go to the chat window for a minute. Okay, and Carrie has joined us, and she's saying hi.
Hi,
She's sorry that she was late. She was busy gishing. I'm on her team, and I feel guilty because I have not been busy gishing. I've been busy. I've not gished. I did, however, buy my mustaches.
well, that's important.
It's very important. And what's epic about them is that they're green and they're sticky notes that are shaped like mustaches. So I have to take a picture of myself later doing that so that Carrie doesn't bust my ass when I get off the air.
I should get I just have a plain black one.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? Women wearing mustaches.
Yeah.
Voluntarily, not the kind that just sprout on you that you have to pluck, but you know what I mean? It's
I usually just draw one on with eyeliner.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Why the hell did I buy anything? I could have used marker.
I have a zoot suit, an official costume from like a gangster or whatever, and it's like a striped suit, and whenever I wear it, I draw a little mustache on with eyeliner.
Oh, that is so cool. The zoot suit. I completely got off track here. What was I going to say? I missed my questions. I am so disjointed today. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about too is, are you on a Gishwa's team?
I am, yes.
Okay, what's the name of your team?
Our team is called the Luscious Lucifers.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
And shout out to my friend Sandra on that one.
Oh my god. Are we allowed to talk about what we're doing? Like, am I allowed to talk?
Sure. I think we're allowed to talk about it, but just not like share the actual items.
Right. So like I can say that we're doing this, but I can't show you it or give it to you.
Right.
Okay, because I'm so unclear on the rules. And so what I chose, and I'm so excited about this, and I'm hoping to have it done by tomorrow, is it's supposed to be a beautiful tribute to Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to get some wire work going on that, and I'm really excited how that's going to turn out. What's an item you're working on?
I am, let's see, I got a friend to do the Welsh video.
Oh, okay.
I made a graphic for the, share a picture of love.
Ooh.
That was a good one. I liked that one. I just signed up for the June Cleaver vacuuming the lawn. I don't know how I'm going to pull that one off because I need somebody to take a picture of me doing it because a selfie won't do.
No,
but hopefully I can pick a neighbor, grab a neighbor who happens to be passing by and be like, "Can you just take a picture of me really quick?"
And don't judge me. Just take a picture and I'll explain it later.
I have the 50 housewife dress, so I have the dress, and I'll just take my vacuum downstairs.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome. I really want to see that.
I hope I can pull it off.
You could totally pull that off. Absolutely. We were talking last night about like how creative you are and everything. You have, what do you use as creative outlets for yourself? I'm
a graphic designer by hobby. I did go to school for it, but I haven't really kept up on the training of it, and I'm not looking to make a career of it, although, never say never. So I, computer graphics and web design, but I do some fan art occasionally when the mood strikes me. Lately, it's been to design stuff for autographs because I the 8x10s that Creation sells, they're very pretty. I like to look at them, but when I get them home, they don't mean anything to me. So I make my own graphics for people to sign. I've made a calendar of sorts. It's not like for any specific year. It's just the individual months. It's called 12 Months of Winchesters. And it has like a specific theme for each month. So like January is the outtake of them in parkas. November is Dean's eating a big sandwich because it's Thanksgiving. August they have their shirtless because it's a hot month, and December I have a shot from the Christmas episode.
Oh, that's awesome.
So March I have them cheering with beers, stuff like that for St. Patty's Day.
Yep.
So I brought that and printed that out on an 8x10, and I had the boys sign it at one con, and they each chose to sign by their birth month, which was funny.
Oh, that's great. And
I didn't tell them where to sign. I just handed it to them, and Jensen signed on March, and Jared signed on July.
Oh, that's so cool. And then is your intention to get every month filled?
Well, I already have it. I already have every month. Like, I already have the full design. I don't have, like, a different character for every month.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
It's just the Winchesters. I actually designed it after season 5, so it's just got, like, the first couple seasons in there. But, it's just a fun thing. And I designed, like, a thing for the trans, for Lauren, an object to sign. I designed a little Queen of Hell thing for Elena.
Oh, how cool. We have a couple of comments here in the chat window. Jen is saying, oh, I would so buy that calendar.
It's literally just an 8x10 with little squares, so it's not like a full wall calendar. But I'll share it. I'll tweet it out after, and you guys can all check it out.
Yeah, tweet that. Tweet pictures of your nail art also and stuff. That's so cool.
I should clarify that I don't design the nail art. Jamberry has their own designs. You can design your own. I haven't designed my own yet, but a friend of mine who's also a consultant designed a set for Supernatural, which I bought hers, and I was sporting them at the DC con.
And they were amazing, by the way. Absolutely amazing. They're so fun. And they don't look like your typical, like, when I've seen, like, press-on nails or other kind of nail decals that look really bad quality, your nails looked as if they were painted, and that they were painted beautifully. They were flawless. There was nothing, like, no mess on the cuticles. Everything was wrinkle-free. It laid flat on your fingernails. It was beautiful. And I'm actually going to go shopping this weekend in your Jamboree account because, yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
I've been looking like this for too long.
They should be good for you, Jody, because they'll last longer because they don't chip like nail polish. So.
Yeah, and you and I were talking about that last night because I was saying how, like, my hands are always like twisting wire and playing with tools and stuff, and that the Jamboree nails are very, very high quality, and they're tough, and they can take knocking around a bit, which is exactly what I need. And if anybody out there is like that too, where you're afraid that these are delicate and frail and that it's gonna peel off or whatever, that's not the case at all. I mean, I was looking at it, I was like drooling over her nails at DCCon. They're beautiful. We have a couple more comments in the chat window. Okay. Oh, we got some clarification from Carrie about talking about the Gishwa stuff. She was saying that we could talk a little bit about the items as long as we're not so specific on what we're doing. Like, you can say I'm doing item number 20, for example, but don't explain or share in full detail what we're doing. Okay, well, I think you and I broke that wall, but that's okay because it's going to be fine. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. Okay, so Alexandra Harbet,
That's Sandra.
Okay. She writes, "Oh my God, Adina, I took a nap and didn't wake up, and I just heard you talk from my computer, and I was so sleepy confused. I thought I spoke to you or something." Oh my God. Wow, you're just you're coming out of my computer in the other room. You're coming out of Alexandra's computer. You're
Everywhere.
Now I think I know what happened to the internet today. Adina broke the internet.
There you go. That's how you break the internet. Just have me on the series.
That's it. That's it. Adina broke the internet. Fact. That's it.
Mystery solved.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What would you, I mean, I know we did the Stranded Island question where, you know, if you could have one character with you, it would be Dean. Who in general, who comes to mind when you're asked who's your favorite character? What's the first character that comes to mind?
It's tough. I don't usually have like a favorite character. Like I don't have a favorite of the brothers. I'm not like Sam, Dean, cast girl kind of deal. Like I mean, I love them. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like specific of one over the other. Really, I like all the women. Like from Mary, Jessica. You know, I love all Joe. I'm always so excited when the actresses are at cons that I can go to, and I love all the female characters.
I do too, and they just don't get enough exposure at cons whatsoever. And not only the actors, but the female writers, the female directors, you know, and other female crew members. They just don't get the credit they're due, I think. But there, you know, you and I were talking about this last night. There is a convention that is in the process of trying to get funding. And if so, it will happen next May, and it's called the Ladies of SPN Con. And it will feature only female cast members, only female crew members, only female writers, makeup artists, you name it. I'm very excited, and I'm hoping that we can get the funding that it needs. I'm actually going to be a moderator at the con too, which is I'm really psyched about that.
That's just so awesome.
And I find when I'm trying to think of my favorite character too, when it comes to the male characters, everybody and their mother knows I'm going to say Dean.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just like that. I love all of the characters, but I'm sorry, Dean is just, as my husband calls him, my other husband. So, and I feel guilty that I'm cheating on Norman Reedus and Harrison Ford, but what can I say? But
I have a lot of fictional boyfriends.
I can be a bigamist like that, right?
Of course.
I'll move to Utah. It's good enough for men. Why not? But when it comes to the female cast, and I try to think of my favorite female cast member, I can't, because there's so much of each female cast member that I adore. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a good guy, a bad guy, a monster, a hero. There's something I think that stands out in each of them, like, you know, Ruby, for example. I mean,
both of them. I had the pleasure of meeting both Katie and Jen this year in the spring. They were both so amazing and so sweet.
Oh, you are so lucky. You are so lucky. A friend of mine, Anna Marie, she got to meet Katie. I think she was at the same event as you.
The Wizard World Philly.
Was it Philly? Or was it something in California that she was at?
I'm sure she did a couple events because she's been promoting Arrow.
Okay. Yeah, I think this was in California because she's my friend's based in California. I think that's where she met her. But, oh, God, you are so fortunate. I've never met Katie. I've never met Jen. I mean, that performance, that I'm awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you are. God damn it. You are. I hate you. It was so epic, you know. And then even like you mentioned Jess, and you mentioned Jess first a lot. And you know,
She was such a small character. Like, her character had lasting impact because of Sam,
yeah.
but like Adrian's appearances on the show were not that many. But I don't know. I'm a just Sam shipper.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you know, to the point where, you know, she hasn't been on the show very much, but she still has a draw to, you know, like fans levitate to her. You know, and I think that says a lot for her performances. You know, and
Well, Adrian is just, she's amazing. I mean, I loved her on Friday Night Lights also.
oh, I didn't know she was on that. I still haven't watched
One
it.
of the main characters. And her performance was absolutely incredible. Like, her character, Tara Collette, is just like, you know who you ship her with? You ship her and Independence.
Oh, wow. Okay, so she's a strong female in that.
Absolutely, very much so.
Very cool. But let me ask you this. Because a lot of the women that they show are very strong, very powerful women. You know, Sheriff Jody, Sheriff Donna, Rowena. Let's talk about Charlie for a minute.
Oh, break my heart.
I think I'm not sure if you feel the same way I do, but when Charlie died and they were doing the montage of all the little clips of her, every single clip they showed was of her being afraid, vulnerable, crying, and weak. They never focused on she outfoxed Dick Roman.
Yeah.
He was running around with a dagger, you know, kicking ass. She was doing this, she was doing that, and they focused on
you know, she's just running all over the place. I didn't even notice that they did that, but that makes a lot of sense because, you know, and she's the one who had to be rescued. It's like, no, she rescued herself pretty damn well.
Yeah, I mean, she went to Oz on an adventure on her own, and she came back and she fixed her shit. And, you know, every clip they showed in that episode was of her crying and being weak. And it infuriated me. We still have some more comments coming in, actually. Alexandra mentions that that's so awesome since we get so little of the women at the cons anymore. That's true, and that's the whole point. You know, we want to give exposure to these amazing, talented human beings. And Alexandra wrote she was having some crazy, awesome fairy loving, too. Yeah, she did, but Dean cockblocked her there.
What are we going to do with him?
Right, you know. I could think of a few things.
I was
you know. What I was going to say is typically at this point in the show, what I would be doing is I would be reading the list of people who have contributed to the Always Keep Fighting campaign. However, thanks to the interwebs being kablooey and crazy, I was not able to download a legitimate file.
I was sporting mine today.
I'm sorry? Oh, awesome. You've got the leather one.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to read off the names of everybody who's contributed tonight. I will definitely be able to do that next week as long as the interwebs behaves. But for those of you who've never watched before, I just want to give a quick rundown of what it's about. The Always Keep Fighting campaign is something that was launched by Jared, and then Jensen hopped on board to support him with that. And what I wanted to do, because I feel very strongly about that message, and it hits home, like literally it hits home for me. I decided to design some bracelets that say "Always Keep Fighting," and they come in several different styles. I have an aluminum cuff. I also make it in stainless steel. I have what Adina's sporting, the leather band with an oval metal plate. I also have just the metal plate with a ribbon that you can tie around your wrist. And 50% of the proceeds of these bracelets gets donated to the Always Keep Fighting campaign. And to date, actually I shouldn't say to date because I couldn't get a file today, but the last time I checked was last week, and as of last week we've raised over $1,500. And at DCCon I had the privilege of giving a booklet to Jared. For those of us who tweeted pictures to me, I was able to create like a little booklet for him of everybody sporting their Always Keep Fighting bracelets, and I'm going to continue to do that between cons. So if you did not yet tweet your picture to me, please do. Tweet it to my handle at Elwin, ELDWENNE, and hashtag it with AKF Elwin, and that way I'll be able to grab it and create a new booklet for Jared for when I see him in Minnesota. And I'm about to cough. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh boy.
Drink something.
Now when I need my kids to come in here, they're leaving me alone. I'm dying. I need a drink. Wow. So I also want to have a contest, but I am ill-prepared and did not come up with a trivia question. So let's see. Maybe you have a trivia question?
I'm thinking about one. Let's see.
The prize is a $50 gift certificate in my shop.
All right, so it has to be a really good one.
It has to be a really good one. And the only people that are allowed to answer are those who have not won anything from me in the past 8 weeks.
All right. So similar to the one where you asked Mary and John's address, right?
Yes.
That kind of minutia. I'm trying to think of ones from like the episodes that I watched so many times that I just know every detail of.
That's what I'm doing too. Let me see. Oh, here's something. I think I thought of something, but the problem is that my knowledge of the titles of the episodes sucks.
Okay.
So this isn't the trivia question, by the way. This is a clarifying question between Adina and me. What is the episode where fate was after them?
That was the one about with the Titanic, so that was My Heart Will Go On.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so in My Heart Will Go On, this is probably going to be a very easy question.
Walder, I love Katie Walder. I think she should be at some cons.
Was she Fate?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I know her from some other shows too. So she was on Gilmore Girls for a season, and she was on How I Met Your Mother, and way back when she was on All My Children, which my mother used to watch.
Oh, God. Wow. Wow, she must have been really young on that show. Yeah.
She was. She was probably a teenager or young,
Okay, so in that episode, My Heart Will Go On. This is the trivia question. This is the official trivia question. There is a song playing over a montage of the boys avoiding all of these crazy things.
I know the answer. I won't say it then.
If no one else gets it, you will.
All right.
If no one else gets it, you will. What is the song playing in the montage where the boys were trying to avoid all of these dangerous things in My Heart Will Go On? And you will have 5 minutes to come up with that, or else Adina gets it. I know she knows it. I was jumping out of my seat like a little girl the first time I watched that because they played it. I was so giddy, like, they're officially cool.
Is that one of your favorite songs?
Oh, one of my favorite bands.
Oh, okay.
Definitely one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've ever mentioned them before, but I'll make a list after the question's been answered.
My favorite bands. Let's see if you can. I'll just
Loud and Swain.
Yeah.
I love their music. I had just bought, not just, about like 6 months ago, I bought Eskimo. And I started listening to Eskimo, and I was so impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I was so impressed with them. And then to hear them live is crazy, amazing.
Incredible.
They really are. I mean, Rob is just, you know, an amazing human being, and it comes through in his music, it comes through in his acting. All right, so you guys have 4 minutes left to come up with the answer to what song was playing during the Alexandra. One way or another.
Yay, Sandra!
Alexandra won. Okay, so here's the deal. Alexandra, email me, eldwin@yahoo.com, and I will explain to you how it works. Congratulations to Alexandra. It's One Way or Another. And yes, Blondie is one of my favorite bands in the whole entire universe. When I was a little girl, this is how old I am. Heart of Glass had just come out. And I used to run around my house with a yellow shirt pulled up over my head like this so I could pretend that I had blonde hair, because I thought Debbie Harry was the absolute most beautiful creature on the planet. And then when Princess Leia showed up, it was kind of, they had to duke it out. But it's a tie, kind of. And Jen saying that she listened to that song on repeat all the way to work one day the other week. I love Blondie. I love Blondie.
The music in the show is just almost unparalleled.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they come up with stuff that's like, they hit the back wall, and I forgot how good that song was. And they always, like, I started making a Supernatural playlist on my phone, and my husband's going through my phone trying to pick music for when we were doing our road trip. It's like, you got a friggin' Supernatural playlist? Really? I said, and try to delete that. See what happens.
I need one, but I decided instead of doing every song they played, I narrowed it down to just memorable scenes.
Oh, that's smart.
So like where the music features heavily in the scene. So like One Way or Another, or like Renegade, you know, things like that.
Or like when Dean was with Anna.
Yes, that song's on there.
Or when Dean was with Cassie, or
company songs. Company for Dean's sex life.
Oh my God, that's true. You could put his sex life in an entire playlist.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, I think I started to make one on YouTube. I don't know if I ever did, but you know, you got all the AC/DC songs and stuff like that. But you know, if a song's just kind of sort of playing in the background, it doesn't go on there. But if it like features heavily in the scene, if it's like part of the scene.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good way of organizing it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jen saying that her Supernatural playlist is 147 songs.
Yeah, I believe it.
I have a fledgling playlist. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see what's in there. And has anybody else downloaded the new music app for iPhone? It's really disturbing. I really cannot make sense of it. All right, playlists. It was fine the way it was. They always have to keep changing shit. Supernatural. So what's in Supernatural? American Idiot. To commemorate American Idiot. Back in Black. I think Basket Case is by Green Day. I mean, I have songs in there that weren't necessarily on the show, but that I feel like
they remind you of it.
They remind me of it.
A song. It's Bon Jovi's song. They played it like every karaoke. It's
Wanted, right? Dead or Alive?
No, that was actually in the show, but there was a Shot Through the Heart. You Give Love a Bad Name. That's
Jersey Girls.
No, but it's such a Sam and Ruby song.
Ooh, okay. I have Behind the Wall of Sleep by the Smithereens. Because there were several episodes. Like there was even one on today during the TNT rewatch where Pam puts them under so that their souls can go through the veil. Sherrod Brock, Angel. Creep by Radiohead, Demons by Imagine Dragons, Drive My Car by the Beatles, some song Carry On Wayward Son. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that one before. Eye of the Tiger, of course, Heat of the Moment, of course, and then I got, Hell's Bells, Helter Skelter, Highway to Hell, Ring of Fire by Social Distortion, the best version of that song ever made, hands down. Thank You by Led Zeppelin, You Shook Me All Night Long, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and Rock of Ages. And like I said, this is just fledgling. I haven't really done much with it in a while, but I'm inspired again.
I'll have to share my playlist. I actually have a Google Doc. I haven't updated it in a while, so it's like it doesn't have season 10 in there, but I think it has up through season 8 or 9. But cool. I'll read it out after.
Yeah, please. I love that. That's a great, you know what? I think we're going to incorporate that into a future episode of So Get This, is talking about the playlists and why we pick the songs we do. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And we are almost at the end. So that means I have to ask my last question. Okay, I'm sad. Okay, so complete this sentence. All you need is
love. Gotta go with Lennon and McCartney on this one.
Yeah, they were onto something. They were definitely onto something, and a lot of other people gave that response. One of the responses that really stood out to me from past interviews was Mama Tran. She had said compassion.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There too. We still have a few comments here. Carrie's saying she has a supernatural playlist on Spotify, which I've never figured out how to use. And Jen is saying that she has What a Wonderful World by the Ramones. Of course. I completely forgot about that. I mean, Joey Ramone singing that song. And then watching Dean mow the lawn. Awesome. And then Alexandra wrote, Rock of Ages is my life, and I did pour some sugar on me for my school's drag show. Okay. Alexandra, we're going to have to talk. You got some interesting shit going on there. Oh, that whole sentence just spun my head around. Oh, well, I look forward to talking to you later, Alexandra, so we can go over how the gift certificate works. Do you have any last things you'd like to talk about or mention before we go?
Not really. I think we pretty much covered everything. Find me on Twitter. I'm at Adina RJ. And that Twitter is linked to my fandom page on Facebook, so you can find both of that there. So that's always fun to see both of those. I have albums for con photo ops, for birthdays, for random holidays. So like I haven't done it in a while, but I try to see the random the weird daily holidays, like the National Chocolate Day or whatever, and then post a fandom picture that goes along with it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. And I'm gonna Adina has sent to me a list of all of the links that she talked about tonight, and I am very, very eager to put that out on my Facebook page, and I'll tweet a link to my Facebook page with all of those links, so you'll be linking all night long.
As the song goes, that's the new version.
That's the new version. She linked me all. Oh, and this is without alcohol. I apologize. Oh boy, yeah. Alexandra's saying that her life is weird. I think that statement holds for pretty much anybody who watches the damn show.
Just remember, Sandra, you're never weird on the internet.
No, never.
According to Felicia Day.
That's true. Which oh my goodness, her book didn't come out yet, did it?
It's still in pre-order. I don't know when it's coming out, but on the 11th, she's going to be at a bookstore near me, so I'm going to see her.
You are so lucky. Bookends, right?
The Felicia's Radiance necklace designed by Jody.
Yes, that's true. Wow, I'm so jealous that you're gonna go see her. I went to that bookstore to get an autograph from John Taylor of Duran Duran. That's one of my other favorite groups, but I keep that quiet because people judge me. People judge me for that one. But anyway, I want to say a huge thank you to you, Adina, for joining me tonight and giving everybody, a great show. It was so great to talk to you again, and I hate that the only times I get to talk to you is during conventions.
I know, we're going to have to stop that.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to thank you for sharing an hour of your life with us, and I had a great time, and I hope that you did too.
I definitely did. Thank you for suggesting this. This was a lot of fun. We could do it sometime. What does the audience think?
I think that they had a great time. They're loving it. They're absolutely loving it. And Alexandra said she's jealous, and I'm assuming she's talking about you going to meet Felicia Day. I think we're all jealous. We wish you well, but
I'll document it in the blog. Maybe Jimmy will get to meet her, and his picture will be up at the page.
Yes, please, Jimmy. I think Jimmy needs to meet Felicia. I think that the whole Charlie Cast thing was too short.
It really was, and I regret that it wasn't written by the same writer who normally writes her. So.
Yeah, you can tell. You can absolutely tell. Oh, and Jen is saying thank you to you, and Alexandra's saying thank you. Everybody's having a great time. I want to thank all of you. I'm sorry?
I was saying to them, I'm so glad they visited.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it. And, what you could do is always share the link to this episode once it's been uploaded to my YouTube channel so that everybody can see why Adina needs to be in everyone's lives and the world will be a better place.
Oh, you're so sweet, Jody.
It's the truth. It's a fact. And, we've got a good night and a happy gishing from Carrie.
Yeah, happy gishing to everybody who's gishing this week.
Yes. Everybody have a very good gishing week. And that makes sense. It really does.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna log us out. So have a wonderful evening. Good night to everybody, and thank you. And look out for my tweet that will have a link to all of Adina's amazing fan pages and her Twitter account and everything. All right, thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.